Good morning, students. Today we are going to start our last unit, Unit 10. The name of this chapter is The Ship of the Desert. So, there is a conversation between camel and a lion in this chapter. Let's know about the summary of the chapter. At the beginning of the conversation, the lion doesn't believe that the camel can run down the sandy desert. It is practically impossible for an animal to do such a Herculean task. However, the camel made the lion understand that there is a scientific reason behind this. The camel can store water for a week and can store food for even 2 weeks in its hump. There are no rivers or lakes in the desert, so it is not possible to run down the desert without storing water or food in its body. The camel can store food in its hump. The camels generally feed on the thorny bushes. The tongue of the camel is so thick that the thorny bushes can't prick it. At the end of the conversation, the lion had to admit that the camel is rightly termed as the ship of the desert. Let's start the chapter now. Lion roaring, who are you? Lion, गुर्राते हुए, who are you? He is asking to the camel. Camel, looking down at the lion, I am the sheep of the desert. Who are you? Camel is tall in height. That's why he is looking down at the lion. वह अपनी गर्दन नीचे करते हुए I am the ship of the desert. मैं रेगिस्तान का जहाज हूँ. Who are you? तुम कौन हो? Lion, don't you know me? I am the king of the forest. क्या तुम मुझे नहीं जानते? I am the king of the forest. Camel, are you? Oh, I see. तुम. Oh, I see. Lion, frowning. You call yourself the ship of the desert. How can you be a ship? You are an animal. Lion says, you call yourself the ship of the desert. How can you say to yourself that you are the ship of the desert? Because how can you be a ship? Because you are an animal only. So, camel smiling. So I am. हाँ मैं हूँ. But people call me the ship of the desert. But people says to me, I can walk across the desert even on a hot afternoon. Camel says further, I can walk across the desert. मैं रेगिस्तान में चल सकता हूँ even on a hot afternoon. गर्म दोपहर में भी मैं चल सकता हूँ. The sand burns, it doesn't bother me. जब रेत इतनी जलती है पैर जलाती है बट इट डजंट बोदर मी लेकिन इससे मुझे कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता. लायन, आई कांट बिलीव इट. मुझे तुम पे विश्वास नहीं है. कैमल, कैन यू वॉक अक्रॉस द डेजर्ट? क्या तुम डेजर्ट में चल सकते हो? लायन, ब्लिंकिंग. ही ब्लिंक्स हिज आईज एंड ही सेज नो आई कांट बट आई कैन रन इन द फॉरेस्ट. ही सेज आई कांट वॉक इन द डेजर्ट बट आई कैन रन इन द फॉरेस्ट. Camel with disdain. Every animal can do that. Every animal can run in the forest. I alone can run on sand. But I alone, सिर्फ मैं अकेला हूँ जो रेत पर दौड़ता हूँ. I can run on sand at 25 kilometers an hour. And within 1 hour, I can run on sand at 25 kilometers. Lion, wonderingly, how can you do that? He was very surprised. He says, how can you do that? कैसे कर सकते हो आप? Camel, look at my feet. They are thick and padded. The hot sun doesn't burn them. And Camel shows his feet and he says, they are thick. My feet are thick and padded. They are very soft. The hot sun doesn't burn them. जो गर्म सूरज से जो गर्म रेत हो जाती है वो मेरे पैरों को नहीं जला सकती. लायन, माई फीट आर पैडेड टू. मेरे भी पैर गद्देदार हैं. थॉर्न्स डोंट प्रिक दैम एंड आई कैन रन 80 kilometers an hour. And again the lion says, I am also having padded feet. Thorns don't prick them. उसमें कांटे भी नहीं चुभ सकते because I can run. That's why I can run 80 kilometers an hour. Camel, that is true. I am agree with you. You can run 80 kilometers an hour in the forest, but can you run even a mile on the hot sand? आप 80 किलोमीटर जंगल में दौड़ते हो, लेकिन क्या तुम 1 किलोमीटर भी गर्म रेत पर चल सकते हो, दौड़ सकते हो? लॉयन में बी नॉट, बट नहीं. Camel interrupting. And you can't live without water for a week, can you? After that camel says to lion कि तुम पानी के बिना भी 1 सप्ताह नहीं रह सकते हो. कैन यू, क्या तुम रह सकते हो? ही आस्क्ड टू द lion, no, I can't. I need water every day. Lion says, I need, without water I can't live. I need water every day. But don't tell me you can do without water. And again the lion asks to the camel, can you live without water? Camel, yes, I can. मैं रह सकता हूँ. देयर आर नो रिवर्स और लेक्स इन अ डेजर्ट. डेजर्ट में, रेगिस्तान में, ना ही कोई नदी होती है, ना ही कोई लेक्स, झीलें होती हैं. बट दैट डजेंट बोदर मी. बट इट डजेंट बोदर मी. आई कैन ड्रिंक 200 बॉटल्स ऑफ वाटर एट अ टाइम. एट अ टाइम आई कैन ड्रिंक 200 बॉटल्स. Lion, really? You must have a big stomach. After that, lion was very surprised. He was saying, you must have a big stomach. Camel proudly, yes, I have a big stomach. I can store water for a week. I can store food for 2 weeks even. He was saying that he can store water and as well as food also for 2 weeks. Lion, showing a lot of interest. डू यू स्टोर फूड इन योर स्टमक? क्या तुम फूड जो है स्टमक में स्टोर करते हो? कैमल, नो नो नो, आई डोंट. आई स्टोर इट इन माई हम्प. Okay, children, have you seen a hump on a camel? A camel stores his food in his hump. After that, camel says, I eat a lot of food at one time. Then I don't need to eat for a fortnight. Okay. Lion, that's interesting. But what do you eat? But तुम खाते क्या हो? Lion asked to the camel. Camel, I eat leaves, but there are no trees in a desert. Camel says, I like to eat leaves, but what I do? There are not leaves in the desert. Lion, what do you eat there? फिर तुम क्या खाते हो? Camel, there are thorny bushes in the desert. I eat the thorns. The thorns don't prick my thick tongue, because camel is having a thick tongue, that's why thorns don't prick his tongue. Lion, how funny. Camel, Mr. King of the forest, please come with me to the desert. And he asked to the lion, please come with me in the desert. Lion, no, I'd better not. I can't walk on burning sand. I can't store food and water. I can't eat thorns. Goodbye and good luck, Mr. Sheep of the desert. And in the end, lion accepts that why he is called the king of the desert. Why the camel is called the king of the desert. Okay, children, I hope you understood the chapter. Thank you.